Wow, what a past week it's been for basketball. With the District 11 playoffs, we saw some upsets, some repeat champions, and a ton of top moments to choose from for this week's edition of Top Plays. Without further ado, let's dive right in. March kicked off with a bang in the postseason. In the District 11 4A boys semi between number 1 seed Wilson and 5th seed North Schuylkill for the Warriors, senior Nashawn Jones would continue to be electric in the postseason, coming off of a 13-point performance in the Colonial League Championship win. He would add 15 in the district semifinal win. 14 of Jones's 15 points would come in the final 3 quarters, 6 points in the fourth, which included the game-winning bucket with just 2.1 seconds remaining on the clock to defeat North Schuylkill 44-42. Wilson advances to the District 11 4A final. We'll get to that in just a minute as we now move on to the District 11 3A boys semifinal, which was a heartbreaking loss for Notre Dame Green Pond, but excited to see senior all-time leading scorer Brendan Boyle back in action. There's that three-point shot we've missed so much after he suffered a hand injury just before the postseason. Boyle finished with 23 points as Doc Mennonite defeated the Crusaders in double overtime, 78-75. Notre Dame would go on to defeat Palmerton in the consolation game 69-58. And will begin its PIAA journey on Wednesday night against Math, Civics, and Science, the champ out of District 12. Now how about the girls' District 6A bracket, where the Parkland Trojans pulled off a comeback victory against top-seeded Easton. After trailing by 10 at the half, lots of key buckets making the difference late for the Trojans. None more so than this play from sophomore Maddie Siggins, wrestling the ball free for a putback effort that helped Parkland take its first lead with just under 3 left to play. Siggins netted 3 of the team's 4 baskets during a stretch in the fourth quarter that earned Parkland a 44-40 upset victory over the Red Rovers. That wouldn't be the last time comeback effort for the Trojans. We will get to that play in just a minute. Moving on to the other side of the 6A bracket between number 2 Northampton and number 3 Nazareth. The Blue Eagles' Kelly Lazinski continued her domination from beyond the arc, knocking down 4 3-pointers and totaling a game-high 20 points against the K-Kids. She's already the girls' record holder in single-game and single-season threes, which she set as a sophomore. The now senior finishes the semifinal with 63 in 25 games for Nazareth. The 2-time defending champs fell short in the title game, but in the consolation game, Lazinski made history again by setting the all-time record at Nazareth for both boys and girls with her 179th career triple. Congrats to the Blue Eagle, who's back in action tonight in the PIAA tournament. Northampton kept its season alive in Saturday's District 11 6A boys consolation with a 74-70 win over Nazareth. The K-Kids saw a game-high 23 points from senior Lucas Lesko. The EPC first-team All-Star tallied 7 of Northampton's 8 points in the opening period before dropping 7 more in the second stanza. Lesko and the kids improved to 19-7 on the year and will face District 1's Methacton in the opening round of the state tournament on Wednesday. Now we're going to move on to the girls' 5A championship game between Bethlehem Catholic and Bangor, a rematch of last season's title contest. The Golden Hawks senior forward Sydney Stanton was clutch down the stretch. She had 10 rebounds throughout, but 6 of those came in the fourth quarter. Stanton also contributed 3 blocks and 3 steals against the Slaters in a decisive 41-28 victory to make it 6 consecutive District 11 titles for those Golden Hawks, who are now 12-4 all-time in district championships. Becca moves on to face Greencastle out of the District 3 in the PIAA playoffs. Mo Olenwine was the hero on Friday night in the District 11 6A girls title game when Parkland would defeat Northampton for the gold. Olenwine, who hasn't played much due to a medical condition and only had 6 total points all season, would have the first 3-pointer and field goal of the game for the Trojans, and she would also have the last. A 3-ball with just 42 seconds remaining would prove to be the game winner as Parkland wins it 30-29 over the kids. Olenwine had 7 total points in the victory that really polished off what's been an underdog story for Parkland, who came in as the 5th seed. Great Valley out of District 1 will be the Trojans' first obstacle in its new PIAA season. There were a couple factors that went into Bethlehem Catholic's District 4A boys championship victory over Wilson on Friday, and one was causing 15 turnovers. Ryan Glossmacher tipping off to Edixon Gomez. He sends a low bounce pass to Steve Recchio, whose bucket is no good. but Glassmacher is there for the putback. The other factor was energy, which Alex Cercado brought when he intercepted an inbound pass and took it coast to coast, weaving through traffic for 2 of his team-high 17 points. That bucket secured the 47-42 victory for the Golden Hawks, who capture its first district title since 2019 when they completed a three-peat. Could this be the start of another run? We shall see. Well, after falling in the 2 regular season meetings with Pocono Mountain West, the third time was the charm for the Trojans in Saturday's District 11 6A Boys Championship, as Parkland earned a convincing 25-point triumph. The effort was spearheaded by sensational sophomore Nick Koval, who poured in a game-high 29 points after notching 16 of the Trojans' 25 in the first half. The EPC first-team All-Star added 13 more across the final 2 quarters, as Parkland earned its first District 11 title in 6 years and the 10th in program history. Up next for Parkland is District 1's Penwood High School on Wednesday nights. Whew. And to think we still have a whole other season to get to.